Okay, so a little bit of a toolbox tour, I guess, for a working man's budget toolbox. You guys all know I'm a huge Harbor Freight fanboy. I've been since day one, going back to the Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh Pro when they went to the red and blacks. It's been discontinued with the Icon. Huge Icon fan. Currently got what we call is the Mr. Budget. So Icon, and it's a mess. I'm in the middle trying to clean up and reorganize, and I just need to kind of take that whole thing and throw it away. But 72 inch with a 28 inch roll cap modified to the end with a custom lift kit. I was recording this video on TikTok and apparently it was too long and cut me off, so we're starting over. Anyway, so it's myself. I have one full-time, part-time guy over here that helps with me. My right-hand man, Mr. C-Lister Slate. I have a buddy Chas that's been helping quite a bit, and then friend Kyle. Had a couple other guys throughout the years that would kind of work with me for a little bit, and then we went our separate ways. Everybody works out of my toolbox, so as you kind of can expect with that and the volume of trucks that come through here, some stuff gets lost. Hate to say it, kind of is what it is, especially when I'm the one that has to buy the tools to replace it. So kind of going through and doing a little bit of inventory and trying to reorganize and figure out what I can do to set this box up a little better until the Icon G2 comes out. Seen the spy photos, 2 years ago when it was all hush hush. Talked to the guys at SEMA at the Harbor Freight booth, and it was hush hush. Till this year they brought the prototype, which was awesome. Was able to sit there and pick the brains. Garrett's an awesome guy. He does a lot of the social media, behind the scenes background. Talked to the guy over the toolbox development, as well as the tool testing guy. So if any of you are seeing this, Ozzy, any of you guys, you want to send me a toolbox to put on display and show a normal person using it, you guys got my info. Give me a call. Let's see if we can work something out here. But just a quick little toolbox tool. Some tools are still out, some are lost, but big reason I'm waiting for the G2 is I got the G2 ratchets, and they don't fit. They're like 27 inches, however long they are, but they don't fit, but they will fit in the new G230. Pittsburgh breaker bar, Pittsburgh pry bars. That guy's seen better days. My big long extensions. This guy here is my favorite. This is 1/2 inch in, 3/8 out, so we use that guy there for transmission bolts. But 28 inch roll cap. Bought these over a year ago on their last sale. The one I showed it, this was all covered in dust, and I wiped it off for the last video that got cut short. But I don't really have anywhere to put them is my problem, which is going to be part into here. Kind of funny. I call this the Mr. Budget because it's a make of it. But as I was saying earlier, I am not a clean freak, as much as I would love to be. I know some of the Instagram, TikTok guys have just the most immaculate toolboxes. Got a good buddy that has a Mr. Big setup, $100,000 toolbox setup. Probably not what he paid for it, but regardless, it's beautiful white, completely clean. You're never going to find a speck of dust or grease on it, but his whole shop is just spotless and clean. I wish I could be OCD like that. Unfortunately, I just can't. I think I'm a great mechanic, but I'm kind of messy. I don't have it in me as much as I would love to. Like, straight lines drive me nuts, and I really got to look at them. But as far as like having just spotless floor all the time, like I can't do it. I have my full-time government job, and then I do my shop after hours, and there's only so many hours in a night. And between getting customer trucks out and making money, or cleaning and scrubbing, which one's gonna win? Anyway, getting off track here. So coming over to the toolbox, I'm gonna go here to the top drawer. Here is my kind of socket drawer. Got my Icons. Fun fact, some of these are still the Icon OG soft sockets, if anybody remembers when they first came out. Didn't have to warranty all of them, but a couple of these are still the soft boys that had to get replaced. Icon 1/4 inches, Icon impact swivels, Icon mid-depth, my everything impact 12-point impact sockets, some gear wrench mid-depths, Quins. Oh no, these are Astros. These are the nice. They have So Harbor Freight now actually has these also. These are good for really tight spaces. These are Astros, and you can put a box end wrench on it. Super shallow, good to get into some tight spaces. Really like them. Some gear wrench, mid depths, some Torx bits. Got these at Advanced when Advanced was closing some stores. These are like a power grip socket. I don't remember what brand they are, but they do work good for some semi-rounded bolts. Same with these guys. I actually have more of these at home that I need to bring here. I just don't have any room. You can see there's kind of a little bit ribbed for her pleasure in there to bite down. Some 1/4-inch impacts, some Quins, some Pittsburghs, and then I'm out of space in the top drawer there. I'm gonna do the toolbox grid so I can stand some of these up, but I'm borderline retarded, so I'd like to have the numbers because I'm not good at math. But coming over here, here's the continuation of that drawer. More impacts, the OG Pittsburghs, some Amazon special 1/4-inch swivels that are awesome. I do have a couple snap-on tools, so snap-on 10, just because you sometimes just need that extra bite. Before Icon had theirs, I got that one. Plus this is actually a little smaller than the Icon, so I actually do like this one. 1/2-inch impacts, my Astro impact extension swivels that are awesome, just as a single piece. Got the continuation of the ratchet drawer. Said I got my 1/2 inches hanging out because they don't fit. This guy don't fit, so she's in there. The Icons, Astro had this one, SEMA 23, picked it up. It's a Pittsburgh Icon, the OG Pittsburgh little clacker. Actually really bummed out that they discontinued this one because I really want to warranty it out and keep it. I don't want to go back to the regular Pittsburgh green handle that's not the Pro. So actually bummed out about that one. Do have some more. I said I have some snap-on stuff. This is cat, but same thing. Not anti snap-on. I'm just really a good fanboy of Harbor Freight. So 1/4-inch little impact swivels, some really deep 3/8, 3/8, 8, and a 10. I'm a power stroke guy by trade, so these actually come in handy a lot. So the real drawer though that I'm out of space on is the wrench drawer. I got some OMT little long reach swivels. Fun fact, I actually really looked at the Icons and was going to buy the Icon, had it in my hand, and I just it was too big, too bulky, and I really just didn't see anywhere that I would use it that guy would not work, so ended up passing on it. But a couple snap-on and blue point for my crescents, big boy ratcheting 10 mil, and then some old Pittsburghs. I do got some Icons to replace them. They don't fit in here without going that way. I like the cases. Some minis, regulars, some OG Craftsman line wrenches, offsets, S wrenches, and then going into the old plier drawer. Pretty bare and basic compared to most. Got just your regular channel locks, some OG Pittsburghs, some Icon, some Doyle, some more Doyle. I don't love needle nose, so it's kind of funny. I usually don't ever use them, but I have to have a couple. So another Doyle and the Icon. These were pretty hard to find for a while. Now the 9-inch, I guess, is the hot ticket. Pistol grip. Got my Mr. Mustache pliers. So these are Lyle electrical disconnect pliers. Pistol grip, and then just straights. Super awesome. Some vice grips picked up on clearance. Body panel tools, hose clamps, park brake cable tool, because we pull more cabs than anything here, so this guy is actually a lifesaver. Just your kind of dumb stuff, your fuel line stuff, hose clamp. You got your Nip-X snap ring pliers for Ford front ends. So going into there, picks, Icon picks, some scrapers, hose clamp little picks, seal drives, sill drive tools, just regular old picks. Kind of my fuel stuff. I'm actually missing a couple pieces out here. I gotta go dig up and get in here, but disconnects, Jiffy fitting, transline stuff. If you do a bunch of Ford stuff, the metal one is worth its weight in gold. Like, I think this was just picked up at Advanced Auto or O'Reilly. Impact screwdriver, kind of electrical stuff. I don't do a ton of electrical. I actually despise electrical work, so I have a really good electrician buddy that whenever I get into a bind, I just have him come over and do it. So, kind of basic. This is kind of a wasteful drawer. Just a bunch of cleaning supplies, Ziploc bags for nuts and bolts. Showed you the ratchet, extension. Call this Mr. Lumpy. It's a PT tool before Icon had theirs. Icon torque wrench. Got the Allens, Torx, triple squares, all the good stuff there. Again, most of it's either Amazon or Pittsburgh. Works really good. So showed you guys that drawer. Screwdrivers, nut drivers, demolition bars. I do wish that Icon would have a little bigger selection on what they have for their screwdrivers. I think there's like an 8 pieces all, but still probably end up picking it up on the next sale just because I'm trying to convert all my stuff to Icon because I really like it. Kind of miscellaneous air tool stuff, little 90-degree fan clutch, whiz wheels. Never have too many Phillips drives. So, and then here's my extractor. Been kind of clearing up and cleaning out a lot of this drawer. Again, I'm a power stroke guy, so M6 and M8 125 helicoils. Unfortunately, there's enough of you yahoos that shouldn't be working on 6.0s that attempt it. You end up stripping all the rocker box bolts, and I go in and helicoil it. So, gotta have that down here, and another kind of in-depth electrical drawer, borescope, my IDS, lug crimper. My T8 lives in here. My Snap-on actually does too. Need to actually just put it back, but so Snap-on lives in here with all my other stuff. The T8 or T10 lives on its docking station. So my power tool drawer, not near as cool as most of yours, but I got the 3/4 impact, my Bauer 3/8, Bauer 90-degree drill. The rest of it is usually Milwaukee stuff. Milwaukee die grinder, Bauer ratchet, Milwaukee 90-degree impact, long reach, short reach, long reach, quarter, 3/8, bunch of spare batteries. OG 3/8 has been through hell and back, and my DeWalt. So nothing super crazy, but does the job. And then kind of my other waste of a space is just more computer stuff. Surface prep, D-lip piston. That's actually my cylinder head O-ring tool, plasma computer, and my IDS computer. So, and just over here, you got all your typical junk stuff down here. All my more specific Ford tools. Little custom-made 6.0 rocker release, so you can actually change your rockers without doing the rocker box. Injector cup installer. Funny how many 6.0 guys don't actually have one of these, but that's for pushing the injector plug through the rocker box instead of using a socket. So a bunch of random junk, cap plugs, and then the old rags. So go from there over into one of there. My big boy proto torque wrench that goes to like 600 or 700 foot-pounds. My Icon split beam, and then all your miscellaneous case stuff from most of it's Harbor Freight. Got a couple specialty ProMax tool stuff, but realistically, pretty basic. There's the T10 on its docking station. Got Mr. Randall keeping an eye on the shop. Plasma cut rows, just more junk. Like I said, I gotta clear out the top. See, I need more spaces for wrenches. I got my Quinn flare wrenches. I got these offset wrenches that kind of a speed grip. So I'm just generally out of space and really looking forward to that new Icon 30-inch deep toolbox to put it in. So So it turns out my phone died. So wrapping it up at the house. But as I was kind of saying, I don't know really where it cut off, and I'm not going to go back through the last 15 minutes. But if Harbor Freight wants to send me a 30-inch for a demo, more than happy to. I've been a huge Harbor Freight fanboy from day one. Actually, a bunch of people used to give me a hard time and tell me that I was just using cheap tools and Harbor Freight special, which, yeah, that's, as you can see, that's 99.9% what my toolbox is. But Harbor Freight has made me a ton of money. And I've always said, quality tool does not make a quality mechanic. You can have the best tools in the world. If you don't have a clue what you're doing with them, you ain't any better than anybody else. So the fact that I can do what I would consider is probably one of the most recommended diesel guys in our area. You kind of get on the Facebook post, there's me and like 2 other people that are constantly recommended, and I do all my stuff with mostly Harbor Freight stuff, and it does well. Reputation speaks for itself. Harbor Freight's reputation speaks for itself. I love kind of calling out a lot of people that have been anti-Harbor Freight that have now been switching over, especially when Icon does their 40% off sale. It's kind of funny to see how many anti-Harbor Freight fanboys run out there and start buying them. So either way, as soon as they are available for ordering, I am definitely ordering the new G2 box. So put it to use. As you can see, I'm a little bit out of space. Could organize a little better and save some space, but still need the extra depth. That's all, folks.